WHGE 95.3 FM. Coming up, the Open Eye. Sorry I'm late, y'all. Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego diddling. We do so because the chains of oppression in our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm your host, third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. Ready to get them started, ready to get that eye open. We're going to start right here as we usually do. Every generation has its purpose. Ours is to reveal the truth and reverse the brainwashing. Yes, indeed. Brother Jete, Sister Tracy, I see y'all in there. All right. Here. It's a quote from the great Dr. Runoko Rashidi. Something I agree with very much. African history is so full of glory, we don't have to make stuff up. It can stand independently of fabrications. That's right. Just to give you an idea, you know what? I'll tell you something. I am actually a rock music fan, right? I like rock music and I like guitar, this, that, and the other. It's an incident that took place, one of my heroes here. In 1966, a relatively unknown young musician asked to get on stage and play alongside Eric Clapton, who was so legendary that Clapton is God was a popular slogan at the time. The young musician played the song Killing Floor, which Clapton had always said was too difficult to play live. That man was Jimi Hendrix, and the event became known as the day Hendrix killed God. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. All right, let me get my disclaimer out the way, and I got something for you. All right. The views and opinions expressed on the Open Eye are those of Steve, I see you, bro.
Contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM, nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. That's right. That was my disclaimer. Got that out the way. Let me get something going here so I'm ready for our next little musical break. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. You know, it's something that what's been prevalent in the news and on social media and what have you. I talked about the Moms of Liberty last week and how they want to revise our history and ban books. You know, they want to ban any book that even mentions a black person, let alone a book written by a black person. They want to totally erase our history. That is really their goal. And it's not a new goal. Tell you something about the FBI's forgotten war on black-owned bookstores. In the spring of 1968, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover announced to his agents that COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program established in 1956 to combat communists, should focus on preventing the rise of a black messiah who sought to unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement. Congressman Adam Clayton Powell Jr. spoke outside of one of Harlem's most well-known bookstores, the National Memorial African Bookstore. The program, Hoover insisted, should target figures as ideologically diverse as the Black Power activist Stokely Carmichael, whom we know as Kwame Ture, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad. Just a few months later, in 1968, Hoover penned another memo warning of the urgent menace of a growing Black Power movement. But this time, the director focused on the unlikeliest of public enemies: Black independent booksellers. In a one-page directive, Hoover noted with an alarm a recent increase in the establishment of Black extremist bookstores, which represent propaganda outlets for revolutionary and so-called hate publications and cultural centers for extremism. It's something what white supremacy terms as extremism when referring to black people. If you as a black person defend yourself against the violence of white supremacy, you're being extreme. The director ordered each bureau office to locate and identify Black extremists and or African-type bookstores in its territory and open separate, discrete investigations on each to determine if it is extremist in nature. Each investigation was to determine the identities of the owners, whether it is a front for any group or foreign interest, whether individuals affiliated with the store and engage in extremist activity, the number, type, and source of books and materials on sale, the store's financial condition, its clientele, and whether it is used as a headquarters or a meeting place. Now, there's one thing I gotta mention here that was said in this memo. Whether it is a front for any group or foreign interest. See, this is real crazy. White supremacists, especially during the 60s, all right, they had the mindset that black people were okay with their oppression. And any black people that, actually spoke against it, there was a good chance that foreign interests, that communists were spurring this feeling of wanting liberty. And this is not new for white supremacy, for white supremacist America. Because during slavery, there was this pseudo-scientist, considered himself a psychologist, that came up with the term drapetomania. Okay, and what this was considered a sickness among slaves who wanted freedom. Perhaps most disturbing, Hoover wanted the Bureau to convince African American citizens, presumably with pay or through extortion, to spy on those stores by posing as sympathetic customers or activists. Investigations should be instituted on new stores when open, and you should recognize the excellent target these stores represent for penetration by racial sources, he ordered. Hoover, in short, expected agents to adopt the ruthless tactics of espionage, and falsification they deployed against civil rights and black power activists and now use them against black-owned bookstores. Hoover's memo offers us a troubling glimpse of a forgotten dimension in COINTELPRO, one that has escaped notice for decades: the FBI's war on black-owned bookstores. In addition to Hoover's memo, it was uncovered, there were documents uncovered detailing Bureau surveillance of black bookstores in at least half a dozen cities across the U.S. in conducting research for the book, My Head Shops to Whole Foods, The Rise and Fall of Activist Entrepreneurs. At the height of the Black Power movement, the FBI conducted investigations of such black booksellers as Louis Michel and Una Mozak in New York City, Paul Coates in Baltimore, the father of the Atlantic national correspondent, Tanishi Coates. Yeah, his father was an activist. Tawud Hakim, Bill Crawford in Philadelphia, Alfred and Bernice Ligon in Los Angeles, and the owners of the Sundiata bookstore in Denver. And this list is almost certainly far from incomplete, because most FBI documents pertaining to currently living booksellers are available to researchers through the Federal Freedom of Information Act. So even then, the late 60s, early 70s, the ideal that we were gaining knowledge was highly disturbing, and still is, to the dominant white society. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. It's the new Bill Crawford. Big ups. Welcome, Brother Hodge. All right. Yeah, buddy. All right. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. You know, I know you've heard me say this before, but a broken clock is right twice a day. Sometimes, you happen to look up at 12 noon, and that clock has stopped 3 years ago on 12 noon. And it was right today. And I say this to bring up Jim Crow Joe. I want to thank the TikToker, the Petty Ani, one of my TikTok friends, someone I follow. All right. And she put out, did y'all know that President Biden ended legacy admissions in colleges via executive order? Boy, them white folks about to be mad. But hey, you said affirmative action gave an unfair advantage, right? So why should rich, normally white kids get an advantage just because they were born to an alum, right? Alumni. That isn't an even playing field. How does the crow taste? Yeah, Jim Crow Joe can do something right once in a while, huh? Like I said, a broken clock is right twice a day. That was one. Have you heard about this? All right. President Biden pardons marijuana use. But what does a marijuana pardon mean, and how does it affect you if you've been convicted? Was that just yesterday, President Biden announced on Friday that he has issued a federal pardon, including covering Washington, D.C. offenses of simple possession of marijuana, applying to all U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents. Criminal records for marijuana use and possession have imposed needless barriers to employment, housing, and education opportunities. Too many lives have been upended because of our failed approach to marijuana. It is time we right these wrongs, President Joe Biden. So what does that mean exactly? Thousands of American citizens and lawful residents with federal and district marijuana convictions for their personal use and those convicted of similar federal crimes will be eligible for pardons. However, this pardon does not benefit those who have been jailed for selling marijuana or driving while under the influence of the illegal substance. Pardons like this will help people with prior convictions to obtain jobs, housing, and other things that were once blocked due to their convictions. Certificates stating that you've been pardoned can be obtained after an application process. The Department of Justice will issue the certificates as proof of clemency for future applications. Right? And you need to go on probably the federal website. President Biden posted more in depth about the pardon on his Instagram account. As of the end of 2023, recreational marijuana is legal in 24 of the 50 states in the U.S. and in the District of Columbia. Medical marijuana is also legal in 38 of the U.S. states. You know, it's something he just should, being that, you know, part of the crime bill was the harsh convictions and what have you that were brought about. Oh, I got a lot more for you. Yes, indeed. You know, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, she gonna make some people mad with this. You know, just as Boston Mayor Wu, who is an Asian, she put out invitations that were supposed to just go to elected officials of color. You know, I hate using that, of color. Crap, ain't nobody colored me. I was born this way. And when they usually speak of people of color, they don't usually mean us. But she sent out an invitation to elected officials of color for a party celebrating their political success. Well, that invitation went to all members of city council. And of course, whites said, well, we're not having a celebration for just white people. That upset them. And that's where we're going to come right back and talk about Governor Kathy Hochul's consideration for reparations. WHGE 95.3 FM, and we'll be joined by Nsoromma coming up. What's up? All right. How you doing, bro? Chill. Nah, you gotta shift it. Pull it over a bit. No, not towards you. Alright? No, you get my text?
Late.
Okay.
I was down the house.
Okay. I'll get that. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I'm joined by my partner in consciousness, Nsoromma, our intellectual surgeon. Chop.
Chop. Good morning,
Right,
bro.
right.
What's
How you
good,
doing?
world? Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, buddy. How you doing this morning, bro?
Coolin', man. Coolin'.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
you coming in, too, man.
Word.
Clock right one time, and then two times what you said. Yeah.
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Yo,
Yeah,
Joe
dude.
Biden, he really ain't like black people.
No, don't get that mixed. You know, you got to remember when he went into Congress, his mentors were all from the South. You know, they were all white supremacists from the South. You know, and of course, Delaware is considered a southern state. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Even though he's from Scranton, Pennsylvania originally. You know, he moved here, went to the University of Delaware.
Right.
What have you. But let us not forget, when he became a senator, one of the first things he did was speak out against school busing. We don't want our kids in school with them animals.
Wow.
Yeah, that's word. You know, let us not forget who this cat is. Right? But Governor Kathy Hochul, or I'm not sure if I pronounced her name right. I heard it this morning, or I went online and tried to get the correct pronunciation, but I forgot it. But Governor Hochul, I think that's it. She signed a bill that will create the nation's third statewide task force to examine possible reparations for the lasting impact of slavery. New York will undertake an ambitious effort. This is from the New York Times, by the way. And New York will undertake an ambitious effort to address the state's history of slavery and racism, establishing the United States' third statewide task force to examine whether reparations can be made to confront the legacy of racial injustice. Governor Kathy Hochul on Tuesday signed a bill that empowers a commission to study not only the history of slavery, which was outlawed in New York in 1827, but also its subsequent effects on housing, discrimination, bias, policing, income inequality, and mass incarceration of African Americans. Let me back something up right here. Because something that was mentioned in this paragraph here. New York outlawed slavery in 1827. New York may have outlawed slavery in 1827 in New York, but, you know, New York did not end its involvement in the slave trade. And, of course, before 1827, where were slaves sold?
In America.
In New York.
Oh, they were sold. That was New York is the main place for the.
That was the main hub.
Yeah, the main hub for. We were the first cattle that was sold, right?
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Exactly. And after New York outlawed slavery in 1827.
Right.
Okay. They were major investors in the slave trade, the financial wizards of Wall Street, those involved. They were major investors in the slave trade. Not only that, okay, you had many New York businessmen that were funding the Confederacy at the outbreak of the Civil War.
So I think the lawsuit should start from Wall Street.
You damn right.
Our reparations should start from Wall Street. From the beginning of them selling human beings, enslaved Africans. Half of Wall Street money should go to us.
Big time. Yeah, right. New York joins California and Illinois at the forefront of reparation efforts, a complicated endeavor that will immerse stakeholders in a contentious political and budgetary conversation about the past and its dictates for the future. Okay, I saw a brother, he was real concerned about reparations going to black people. He's in favor of it, okay? But his concern is the reaction from white people. Personally, I don't give a damn about their reaction. Do you know?
You don't care about what?
I don't give a damn about their reaction
Most definitely.
to us getting reparations, you know? But what this brother said, if that were to take place, it would probably cause a civil war. Okay, bring it. You know, that's what I say. Bring it with your bad self.
We already have war. The way y'all doing this, the cop beating us up, the fight has been on. We just haven't started back fighting.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It. So once we start back fighting,
FAFO. F around and find out.
Hey,
bring it. Now it's like brother Nsoromma said. We've been at war. All right? And it wasn't a war that we declared, it's a war that they declared on us long ago.
Right.
Like you said, we just haven't started fighting back, and a lot of us don't even realize that we are at war.
Right. Because we've been indoctrinated and brainwashed and manipulated to go against our own intuition, for real, our own feelings.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's brutal, man.
And we're going to talk about how that brainwashing works. It's far too early to tell what type of restitution, cash or otherwise, the commission in New York will recommend for descendants of enslaved people, or even if it will make a recommendation. But in California, a multi-billion-dollar price tag has already threatened to stymie the reparations project, highlighting the distance between the state's goals and its fiscal reality. Now, here's the thing. New York has joined California and Illinois to study how reparations could take place, if they're even...
all of that is up in the air. It's could and let's study and all this other words that don't mean they're doing it.
Right.
You know, and that their wordplay is ridiculously slick. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. That's what it is. Governor Hochul said, "Today I challenge all New Yorkers to be patriots and rebuke and not excuse our role in benefiting from the institution of slavery." That's real talk. That's real talk. How many times have you heard white people say, well, you know, my family didn't own any slaves, and that was so long ago, and, you know, we shouldn't be punished for that, and they shouldn't take our tax money for that. You know, the foolishness of that is you watch them take your tax money and give it to corporations. It's so goddamn dumb.
But not only that, them same people are living and reaping the benefits off of that time right now.
Right now.
Okay, get that time up. Give it to a black person next to you.
Exactly. And see, the thing is, reparations are not just about slavery.
Right.
Okay? Because reparations are also about Jim Crow, the black codes after slavery.
Right.
You know,
sundown towns. All these other things that stop black people from achieving a higher height in life.
That's word. Do you know? The land that was stolen from black people, when black people thrived after slavery, which they definitely did, okay, because they had federal protection to keep these white people off of them.
And that still didn't work.
And it still didn't work.
Because the federal protection that they was getting was from the same white people that was opposing it.
Yeah, well, what happened was the federal protection they were getting, okay, was lifted. Okay. Okay.
They even stop them from helping us?
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah. And it was lifted because what happened was, see, at the time, the liberals of the country were the Republicans. Okay. Okay. And I think it was the election in 1877 or 76 or something like that. Okay. What happened was, there was damn near a tie for the presidential election. Wow. So the Republicans, what they did was, they said, okay, we'll pull the federal troops out and stop protecting black people if you let us have the White House. And the Southern whites said, okay, yeah, we with that. We can start hanging ninjas again.
Ain't that a...
Yeah.
Boom, I had to boot myself just now, man. Listen. I usually boop you. I had to boop myself. Yo,
that's how deep that thing is, man.
Wow.
You know, for those that don't know the history of that, study the history of Reconstruction. Okay? So, you know, it's now up to state lawmakers, Governor Gavin Newsom of California, to agree on any money to be paid or any policy changes recommended by the commission. So far, lawmakers have not passed any legislation, although the Legislative Black Caucus has pledged to introduce a package of measures for consideration next year. Okay, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, all right? The Legislative Black Caucus... get your boot ready. Y'all can go to hell.
Boot.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I saw what they call her. I can't think.
Candace.
No, not Candace. There's a black woman supposed to be on her side from California. Damn, I can't. Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters.
Oh, Maxine Waters.
Yeah, when she was up for re-election, the old mom. You know, when she was up for re-election, what was it, last year or year before, whenever it was, right? She told a crowd of people out there that when she gets back in Congress, she's going to fight for reparations. And they voted her black ass in there. You heard a damn thing since.
Nope.
Yeah.
Quiet as a mouse right now.
Quiet as a mouse.
And that's what they usually do to us. They usually hype us all up, get all our feathers ruffled and everything, and then, y'all ready? And then you don't hear nothing else. It's like, chirps. You know? And we as a people have to start putting our foot down against these politicians that says they're going to help us and don't. And then they don't get anything done to them and serve their whole 4 years, get rich and all of that, take care of their own family. But yet, it's still the same process for the black person.
And you know what? And it makes me think of when Biden was running for election to the White House. One of the things he said was, you know, all the help he was going to give HBCUs, he's going to give them $45 billion.
And he took that $45 billion and gave it to Ukraine.
Yeah. And
plus a little bit more.
Plus a little bit more.
And plus a lot more. And
the next thing you know, he got in office and he was talking about, I got $2 billion here for HBCU. Wait a minute. Let me tell you something. Right? And I said this before.
Right.
If you owe me $45 and your ass showed up with $2, I beat the hell out of you.
We got a problem.
We got a problem.
But we don't see that as a black community in America, and they talk that, and we got to hold them responsible, man.
That's what we got to do.
But yeah, he look out for his son, keep all kind of, tuck that under the rug. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy, man.
And actually, I ain't mad at him about that, because my dad would do the same.
I mean,
he would protect me.
But not in front of 100,000 people.
No.
He's not going to protect you in front of 100,000 people.
And not only that, but he'll take me in the basement and whip my ass.
I mean, the discipline is come behind that.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
You know, because what a father does is a corrective action, all right? And he does a preventive action by schooling you and teaching you before you get into something that deep.
Right.
That's word. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
Yaga. Jordell, what's good? Missy, I see you. Yo, Jordell. Jordell, yo. Too many lives lost, you know what I'm saying? Circumstances directly, they need to pay for the effects of all of that. Yes, I believe that. It's mainly because we don't got no power. Oh, we got plenty of power. We just don't come together and utilize our power and exercise it and put it down. We can get everything that they got, but we don't have the heart no more. We're not warriors. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that they dampen down in our physical and mental being. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start putting stuff into our kids' mind to make them stronger and to make them understand that we don't need them.
On the air, bro. Let me go on in. WHGE 95.3 FM. And pull Nsoromma back on the air.
Yo, you stupid.
That's word. Yeah, buddy. Nsoromma said. Look, why don't we have power in Nsoromma? Why don't we as a people have power?
Because we don't have the power. They took it and they dampen our warriorism. That's in my slang dictionary too. That's without the book. But they dampen our warriorism. They dampen it. They turning us soft and mushy when we really warriors for real.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't pass that down through our DNA because you know we're being indoctrinated also. So if we ain't going to stand up for ourselves, we're always going to be that. The people, at the bottom.
At the bottom.
And every other race are jumping in on it because they want a piece of it too.
Right.
If they can actually progress off of our ignorance, they're going to do that.
And you know what? Here's the thing. We got this holiday season coming up. or Christmas is coming up.
That ain't our holiday, right?
No.
Okay, but I mean,
but here's the thing about that. All right, the people that are celebrating are white people, Asian people, Arab people. All right, these are all the people that are selling.
Right.
We're consuming.
Right. We're consumer. They happy Christmas comes about because we spend $2 billion a year on nonsense that don't benefit us in our community.
That's right.
So when they call for Easter and Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all these made up holidays to attack our community for our finances,
right?
It's designed every year.
Right.
The same commercials come on.
Yeah.
You won't see that? Come on, man.
That's word. And like I said, they are the sellers. We're consumers. We have to stop being a consumer class, okay? And if we are consumers, that needs to be insular.
Right.
Meaning it needs to be in our community because the dollar flips once or twice in our community.
Don't
in
even
other
flip twice,
communities,
do it?
Huh?
It don't even flip twice. We get it and it runs out.
And it runs
we
out.
spend it immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. While in other communities, their dollars turn over 5, 6, 20 times.
The China man holds it in that community for 32 times. 32 flips before it come out of that community. Come on, man. We have to do better.
And it's something that years ago, and they got blasted out for it.
What?
The NAACP had these black dollar days where you take $2 bills and you spend whatever you consume with $2 bills to show that the black community had financial power. That didn't show the black community has financial power. That showed the black community was a bunch of goddamn suckers going out spending their money with other people instead of in our own community.
And spending the most valuable money, a $2 bill that holds value when all the rest of the money really doesn't, right? That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that we deserve reparations, of course, is generational wealth has been destroyed in the black community. Okay? Because what they do is steal our land or stop us from being in a position to generate generational wealth, okay, through real estate. All right, because if you own a house, you can borrow against that house to send your kid to college. You can borrow against that house to go into business and what have you.
And you said that playing one a couple shows ago. Redlining. What was it? And it was something else too.
Well, redlining. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Because it's recently been reported that the Navy Federal Credit Union, the largest credit union in the United States, okay, the credit union that services veterans like myself,
right,
okay, is being sued on behalf of a black woman because they deny home loans amid racist mortgage scandal. A new lawsuit filed on behalf of black women who were denied home loans accuses a Linden National Credit Union of racial discrimination, found in a bombshell report that it has rejected more than half of the black people who apply for mortgages, while overwhelmingly approving less qualified
white people,
white applicants. Yep.
Yo, I mean that in itself, right there, the business should be closed down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, now, but let's look at this, okay? This suit has been filed by civil rights attorney Ben Crump. It alleges that the plaintiffs, Laquita Oliver and Sherelle Jacob, were just as qualified, if not more so, than the white mortgage applicants approved for home loans by the lender. What the lawsuit says. Jacob, for example, is a 40-year-old teacher in Washington State with a master's degree and a husband in the armed forces. They earn more than $200,000 combined annually.
Right.
All right. And each maintains credit scores of more than 800.
Wow. And they couldn't get none.
And they couldn't get, but their mortgage application was swiftly denied.
See, they put down the muskets and the bandanas and all of that, and This is war.
That's what it is.
That's another war tactic.
Yeah.
Brother Jardell, the oppression of the war tactics that they're doing is only oppressionized right now.
That's it. See, because like you said, okay, economic oppression is part of the war.
Right.
All right? Poverty is not happenstance. Poverty did not happen in our community accidentally or because as they want to claim that we were lazy. We didn't get lazy or get accused of being lazy until we stopped being on the plantation.
Working for free.
Working for free.
Oh, we want to be paid now.
Yeah.
Oh, you just a lazy N-word.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about I burn your house down?
How about that?
How about
See
I
how
burn down
lazy
this
we are at?
plantation and all these crops?
You know?
And then you start from the bottom with us and see how we come up, see who do better. I mean,
The outright discrimination that occurs when banking while black continues to reveal itself in the lending practices of many of America's largest financial institutions. It's shameful that the Navy Federal, an organization that prides itself on helping the families of men and women who serve their country, does not give black customers the same opportunity, as white customers.
and that's not only Navy Federal. That's TransUnion, all of them credit bureaus.
Yeah, and all them banks.
And all them
Wells
banks.
Fargo.
Yeah.
And you know what happens usually is they'll get a fine, and then it's business as usual.
Right. Just a little slap on the
little
hand.
slap on the wrist.
Don't do that no more.
That's what.
And then they already doing it still. They never stopped. You just got caught for that one person that spoke up or put in a lawsuit.
And here's the thing that hurts.
Wow, man.
Here's the part that hurts.
It's hurting already, Pat. I'm hurting already, bro.
It's going to hurt you.
It's going to hurt me some more.
It's going to hurt you some more. There are black-owned banks that operate in the same way, that scrutinize black people with a different criteria than they do the white customers that they want to attract.
Wow, that's messy.
Yeah, because these black-owned banks, you know what they want to do? They want to cross over. Yeah.
Why do it always happen like that?
Yeah. You know, and I use that term, crossover, because you have so many of our artists in music and what have you.
Basketball, getting paid millions of dollars.
They want to cross over and
Right.
they want to sell, you know, to the white community. They want white fans and what have you.
They love them.
Yeah. And so they'll do things to be accepted by the white community. See, this is why I admire James Brown so much.
James Brown was a man.
Yeah. Because James Brown refused to water down
Right.
the soulness, the blackness of his music, the crossover. White people had no choice.
Also, his being.
Yeah.
Not only his music, but his being.
His whole being.
Yeah.
That's word. You know? And he didn't change his thing because his thing was so stellar,
Right.
so excellent, right? That they had no choice but to take notice. Okay? WHGE 95.3 FM. I have a question for you when I come back. This is the Open Eye.
Yo. Yo, the effects of the 10 areas of black people activity is economics, education, entertainment, health, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and health. Yeah. And they got us clamped down to the 10th power through their capitalism, cousin. So we have to wake up. We have to not want to deal with
Brother
them.
Jardea, yo, email that to me or send it to me by messenger, brother. I'd appreciate that because I'm going to use that.
Right.
That's right. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle on.
Oh man, cut that out.
Yeah, excuse me, y'all. Yeah.
What you forgot?
I got laws. I slipped. I bumped my head or something.
Capitalism kills, man.
Yeah. You know, you want to now, you know, look at some of our communities and what have you.
Okay.
And we're going to take South Africa just for an example. Okay. You want to know how a black majority could be subjugated and dominated by a small white minority? like in South Africa, and they've been doing it for so long. All right? I'm going to tell you how that happens. All right? And this is where everybody is getting ready for the holidays. I'm a Christian before I'm an African. Christ always comes first.
Say that again.
I'm a Christian before I'm an African.
Well, them same Christians is not going to see you as that Christian if you're African.
That's right. And let me ask you something.
Oh, my God.
How many Caucasians in your lifetime have you met with the characteristics that match Jesus?
Actually,
yeah, stop counting.
There you
go. You just get started. See, you know what? Check it out. Okay, Martin Luther King wasn't perfect, but he tried to bring all of humanity together.
Right.
When will his white counterpart lay his life on the line to do the same thing? Where he at?
They won't do that.
Yeah, they don't exist.
They only feel as though they are the superior being.
That's what they feel. For all of you that's celebrating Christmas, let me ask you something, how you would feel if you were Joseph.
Chosen to do what?
No, if you were Joseph.
Oh, Joseph.
The supposed father of Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Right? Okay. Your wife, your girl,
right,
tell you she pregnant, but you ain't never hit. Y'all ain't never had sex. Now she told you she's still a virgin, she pregnant.
You sneak in her room?
You have to what?
Did you sneak in her room? I said.
I'm
blaming everything. I'm on, yo, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. And then the baby born, and 3 ninjas show up with frankincense and myrrh and stuff.
And they say, yo, these are gifts from your boy, you know what I'm saying?
You know? How you go along with that? Look, just to give you an idea of how these people are. There's never been a pope so dedicated to expensive earthly pleasures than Pope Leo X. He did he was pope between 1513 and 1521.
Okay.
Just a mere 8 years. He spent a huge fortune led by his predecessor in just 2 years. Right? Pope Leo X had a fetish for bawdy jokes and obscene comedies, which were often performed in the Vatican with cardinals as actors. He'll make the cardinals get up and do some crazy stuff.
Right.
And to maintain his lavish lifestyle, he sold indulgences. Okay, now that's one of the deep things about the Catholic Church.
Indulgences.
Yeah, they would sell indulgences. An indulgence was a pardon from hell for sins like murder, polygamy, sacrilege, perjury, witchcraft, pedophilia. Yeah. That they would, if you were rich, you could pay off your sins. You wouldn't rape your sister's son. Right? Got caught. Right? And because you were rich and powerful, you went to the Pope and said, look, here's a bag of gold. If y'all can, see to it that I don't, suffer enough spiritually for this.
Right.
Now, dumb these people were. His nepotism was so corrupt that he appointed his son the cardinal when his son was 14 years old. He made his son a cardinal. And when his cardinals conspired to kill him, he had the flesh of their servants ripped off with red-hot pincers to extract information. This is the Pope. This is the leader of your goddamn church. At a large banquet of dignitaries, Leo X made the most infamous and damaging statement about Christianity in the history of the church. He said, man, how well we know what a profitable superstition this fable of Christ has been for us and our predecessors. You get that?
Wow.
It was profitable.
Still is to this day.
Still is.
They have money for when they do squeeze your kids' butt or whatever. They got a fund a set you up fund.
Oh yeah,
that's what I call it. It's a set you up fund for the families. I know your son is messed up and he'll never be right anymore, but he take this $300,000. I know you're only living off of $50 a month, but
Yeah.
$300,000, you'll be good. And and they take that and not want to put them in jail or kill them for touching their kids.
That's what it is.
And
you want to know what happened to the Romans? You know where the Romans are?
where?
In the Catholic Church.
Yeah, in the basement.
Well, yeah, they right straight up.
They straight up.
Oh yeah, they straight up. Because you know what? The height of eroticism to a wealthy Roman man was to have a 14-year-old boy as a lover. And does that sound like Catholic priest?
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, you know. And when they came up with this at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, all right, there was a brother there. All right, let me give y'all this. This brother, right? All right, when the pagan Roman emperor, because he is a pagan, Constantine created Christianity in 325 AD, and I know a lot of my brothers and sisters are, no, Christianity was already in Africa. No, it wasn't. Because there was an African spiritual leader named Arius that strongly opposed his creation of Jesus, the Messiah, as being a total falsehood. That's what Arius told him. He said, y'all know we're not actually supposed to believe this crap, right?
Right.
Arius was a leader and practitioner of the earlier original African spiritual system that predates Christianity.
Wow.
Christianity, as taught by Arius, is a distorted perversion of that original African spiritual system. The dispute between the Romans and Arius is known as the Arian controversy. The Roman Emperor Constantine banished Arius from all areas where Christianity were being practiced to prevent Arius' original teachings from competing with Christianity.
Wow.
It continued to compete with the false Christian religion. Therefore, Constantine had Arius put to death.
And they trying to put our books and stuff to death right now.
That's
and
right.
Through the school and all of that. They don't want the true history to get out. They want their books and their information to be
dominant.
Right. The main propaganda, because that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Wow.
That's why we got to control the propaganda in our own communities.
Right.
Today, we Africans throughout the diaspora and on the continent are so brainwashed by Europeans that millions of us now blindly defend the false Christian religion that a fellow African was murdered for rightfully standing up against. Right. And if you look up Arius the Libyan, it'll come up Arius the heretic, because that's what they consider him.
Arius the heretic?
Yeah.
Which is a crazy, Arius is the crazy person?
Yeah, Arius the sinful, Arius,
all bad.
All bad.
Yeah.
A heretic. He was a heretic,
wow.
According to I often thought that, I was under the impression that Arius had escaped, but now he didn't. They caught him, and they killed him.
Wow.
Yeah, they killed him. Because what Christianity is really about is control. That's where WHGE 95.3 FM, we're going to come back with our closing.
Teach them. Dale been on this. Steve, yo, what's up, yo? Tracy, hey, what's good? Me say, I see you still hanging in there with me. Theodore, what's good? Yeah, that's what it is, man. Yeah.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye. I'm going to soften up for the holidays.
You going to soften up?
Yeah, I'm going to soften up.
Okay.
As we go through the holiday season and into the new year and celebrate our different holidays in our many different ways.
Right.
Some celebrated, some yet to be celebrated. Let us respect our differences.
Right.
And celebrate those things that we have in common.
Right.
Like our love for friends and family, our collective desire for peace and prosperity, and hope for the new year.
Right.
We define holidays in a myriad of different ways, and that's okay. A preferable definition is one stated by a little-known progressive philosopher. A holiday or holy day is any day you are blessed to put your feet on the floor in the morning. A holiday or holy day is every day the Creator blesses you with the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, in your community, in the world. Words to live by. Make a difference. Peace. Season's greetings. Ramadan Mubarak. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas, Habar Ghani, happy holidays, and I hope you have a happy and prosperous New Year.
See, we're able to do that.
Yeah.
But they not.
No.
You're not going to hear that Caucasian saying that.
Oh, hell no.
You know, and mean it.
No. They can't even deal with a fictional character not being shown in the way that makes them comfortable. All right. Recently, a movie came out, and the ad for it has a black man with a Santa Claus hat on. Now, he's not playing Santa Claus, but just the fact that he had a Santa Claus hat on made them jump out and say, Santa's from the North Pole, and he's white, and you can't put a black man with a beard Santa Claus. God damn it, Santa Claus is a fictional character, you idiots.
And so is Rudolph and all the rest of it.
That's right. It's a fictional character. You know,
but you got some black people that believe that he real. He gonna come down your chimney. You ain't even got a chimney. So what you talking about?
Oh yeah, well, you know, people tell their kids that, oh, well, we don't have a chimney. You know, oh, well, Santa Claus got a pass key. He can get in our apartment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My papa said I get his ass up in here. My papa can't. I bought that stuff. That's what. Hey. Destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treat you as an option.
WHGE 95.3, the Open Eye. Thanks for joining us.
Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, yo, what you say, Jadelle? We'll never. Oh, okay, that was up there. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. You know how I go. Yo, support your boys, because this is what we do, trying to keep y'all informed and up on history and knowledge. And also, we're streaming on every platform, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Gibbs and Nsoromma. So we look forward to hearing or letting y'all hear or hoping y'all hear our music and our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in. Yo, Mr. Gibbs.
Hey, WHGE 95.3, the Open Eye. We will be back before the new year. And don't think, because I didn't mention it today, that I forgot. Global African supremacy. Because the world's a much better place when the black man rules. Peace.
You dig? Yaga.